Opening the meeting, the SADC Executive Secretary, Elias Magosi, took stock of the peace missions, reflected on the Industrialization Week, noted disasters and droughts affecting the region, as well as looking at various development issues. Mugobe Chigada gives us more.
Ensuring peace and security is one of the biggest challenges that faces SADC. The Executive Secretary highlighted the successful role played by the bloc in Mozambique and DRC.
Together with the government of Mozambique and other partners, the region has helped to create a secure environment, allowing the return of over 600,000 of the 1.2 million internally displaced persons. Regarding the security situation in Eastern DRC, we deployed the SADC mission in the DRC in December of last year to support the government of the DRC to restore peace and security.
He highlighted that peace and security allows for successful regional integration. Industrialization of the SADC region will be crucial if the bloc is to achieve set goals.
The Republic of Zimbabwe just hosted a very successful 7th Industrialization Week 2 weeks ago. The SADC Industrialization Week has provided a platform for exchange of valuable information to enhance industrialization, policy advocacy, forging cross-border partnerships for trade and investment, and raising the profile of the SADC industrialization agenda.
He said the Industrialization Week is also a sign of the continued vision to achieve regional integration. SADC successfully raised US $185 million to support programs to do with peace, security, trade, climate resilience, natural resources management, digital transformation, infrastructure development, water management, among other related issues.
Of this amount, about 64%, which is 190 million, forms part of the ACP budget for the current financial year, supporting peace and security, strategic corridors, digital transformation, quality infrastructure, and transfrontier conservation areas.
Financing of infrastructure remains one of the most difficult areas in the region. The Executive Secretary said while 60% of the population has access to clean water and 37% has access to proper sanitation, more needs to be done. The SADC Secretariat has highlighted that the Regional Development Fund must be ratified by member states to make things easier. Angola has ratified it while Zimbabwe is in the process of concluding the process out of the 16 countries.
There is a caveat, Honourable Ministers, that threatens the achievement of this outcome. It is the ratification of the agreement on the operationalization of the Regional Development Fund.
The first day of the SADC Council of Ministers has effectively begun, and more than any other time, SADC must find solutions to barriers to trade if it is to reach its full potential. Reporting for ZN Prime, I'm Mugobe Chigada in Mount Habden.
Mugobe Chigada now joins us to discuss more from the Council of Ministers meeting. Good evening, Mugobe. Why is it important for the region to discuss in detail the issue of natural disasters and droughts?
Well, good evening and thank you. There are a number of reasons why the SADC Council of Ministers must be able to discuss the issue of disasters and droughts. I'll focus on three, which I think are quite major. You must take into consideration the frequency and how severe the disasters and droughts have become, which means more people are being affected and there are more economic losses. Then the second one you must also put into consideration is the fact that the SADC nations experience similar geographic and climatic characteristics. A very good example being Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Malawi, who are currently facing the El Nino-induced droughts. In that case, those three countries have to try and share ideas, share experiences for better adaptation measures. Because for the third one, because these countries, these disasters affect multiple countries, it means that there may be need for for a coordinated approach or responses to those disasters, which makes it very, very important for such discussions to take place. But above all, it's very important for the SADC region to discuss that for planning purposes and for stability of the bloc.
Now, the SADC Secretariat has highlighted some of the peace missions undertaken during the period under review. What could be the lessons learned?
Yes, it was highlighted that both missions were a success, but looking at the two missions, maybe to put it into the words of the Executive Secretary, he highlighted that they had to pause and reflect. They highlighted that the mission in DRC was quite costly, and they also highlighted that the Mozambique mission was quite a success, and it in many ways avoided escalation of the conflict. But what will be very important is for SADC to look at the two conflicts and derive lessons from it. The different nature or context of the conflicts allows the SADC region to be able to understand the different challenges that come or that will come with future conflicts in future. But what's very important in terms of lessons that SADC can take from those two different missions is that they found it to be very costly. Hence the move or the push by the SADC Secretary to have the regional fund be ratified by the different nations. We've been made to understand that only Angola have been able to ratify that fund. Zimbabwe is towards concluding ratifying that fund. That will enable the region to have enough resources to ensure that there is peace and security in the region at the end of the day.
Konapo ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.